Good morning, everybody. My name's Miriam Divine, and welcome to another one of my readings. We're going to do something special today because we got Valentine's Day coming up, and I'm going to do a pick a card. I know I don't do a lot of these, but we're going to pick a card from one of these tarot decks, and then we'll draw some oracles with each one, and we'll go from there. So you can choose from deck number 1, which is this deck right here, which is the Light Seers deck. You can choose from deck number 2, which is my Scott deck. And you can choose deck number 3, which is my Witchy deck. And we're also going to do, when we get there, we'll do some oracle cards with each one, as I said. So I'll give you a minute here to, really what I need you to do is stop, take a really deep breath, and let it out, and kind of cleanse yourself and get into a calmness, and then pick one of these 3 decks with your intuition. And go ahead and take your time now, and if you need to pause the video, you can. If you need to use a random generator, you can do that too. Hello everybody, this is pile number 1 with our Light Seers deck, and what we're going to do, like I said earlier, just take a deep breath and start to let the information come in, and we're just, this one, these 2, and the first piece, we're going to do this as a question, and these are the question, and then we'll draw out what goes with it. So let's draw one from each of these decks. I guess there's this deck. This is an oracle. This one actually is the Britney Spears. It's this one right here. This one is another oracle. In fact, all these are oracles. This is, oh, I can't think, it's a fairy princess deck or something, but I can't remember, to be honest. They're right on the top of my head and I don't see the box. It's both this one and this one, and how many you get is how many you get. Actually, I saw it's this one. This one is a like a zodiac deck kind of feel, or astrological, deck. Boy, and last we will draw from, oops, boy, those came out quick. Okay, and this is our last one, which is kind of cute, which is this little bunny card. So we'll kind of set these aside, and we'll also draw some more tarot to understand our question. We want to do those now? No, we want to see the question first so we can actually put it in our head. So the question is, we have the reverse death and the 7 of Pentacles, right? So here's death card. Now death card does not mean the doom and gloom, especially we got it in this upside down position. Now if we really look at this card, see how it says rebirth here, if you can read upside down. Can you read up? I don't know if we can read upside down with the glare here, but this is, death is like this birth and renewal. However, I get this feeling, just like we got in this roots card, see how we kind of got an above here and a below in the dirt? This is the same thing. You've got before you're going into this transformation, and then we got kind of coming after this transformation, because everything's kind of a mirror. And so the question is, what of our transformation have we just finished and we're going through, or we're just, it's coming to a very close end, as well as we've got this grow your roots into the ground, right? So let's go ahead. So this is kind of the question. What is it that we're growing? And this is a Valentine's Day reading, so this is specifically for around this time. It doesn't have to be exactly, tomorrow or when Valentine's Day or when you see the reading. Everything kind of has ripples, and they kind of, a little before, a little after. Nothing really is precise. Even if you take like mathematical, problems, they're not 100% precision, though science would love you to believe that. So let's go through some of the answers. So we have this rebirth that we're kind of coming out of, and it's something about growing something, right? It's the question, are we at the end of our rebirth cycle, maybe? So give us a little more clarity on this. Oh. Okay, I heard, before I drew a card, I heard it's these guys. Look at some of the oracles first. That was interesting. So we have Echo, right? With this cute little bunny and the full moon and the butterflies. So this is definitely, you've gone through something, right? You've planted a lot of roots in the ground. And we have this little Echo card here. And the sword, cutting the cords. There's a high possibility that there has been some cords, and this is our card. Let's get a little more information on this cord cutting. What did we cut our cords with? Who did we cut? Now this comes with the Archangel Michael, who helps us a lot with this type of ceremony. Cutting cords is like breaking off energetic vibes with somebody. So let's see. Okay. So a little bit more information on this cord cutting that you must have done, or energetic like vibe. The Knight of Cups, it was something very emotional for you or them. The Three of Pentacles, which is like this collaboration. So it wasn't just you or them. It was kind of like a collaboration. I want to see more than two. It could have been the two of you, but there was a third party helping. And we have the Devil, which there's almost like something in your ear that kind of made this happen. Let's get our next one. So this is the cord cutting that was part of this rebirth. Remember and practice self-love. So this happened with self-love. So this is like taking baths and trying to take care of yourself. But I almost review that this self-love that you had for yourself was part of the issues here, was part of this cord cutting with whoever or whatever this was. And I almost feel this was a person. Was this a person? I heard a yes. I didn't even have to draw a card. Yes, this was a person, not a situation. With self-love was part of the problem. I think you gave yourself too much self-love, and it kind of spurned into some of this. And nostalgia. And this talks about focusing on the here and now. It's not necessarily to focus in on the past. And this is almost like kind of like half advice here. Give yourself some more self-love, even though this was part of the reason here. But it's also stuff you need to do, especially this Valentine's Day. If you have to go out and buy yourself flowers, or make sure, maybe not this person, but somebody buys you flowers, and you don't need to sit here and think about and dwell on the past. Be in the here and now for Valentine's Day. If that makes sense. Okay. And we have a strong woman. Now, this is either you, this is, I think if you're watching this and you are identifying with female, this is you, if that makes sense. Right? This is, and in fact, as I look at this, if you are identify as female, this is your reading. If you identify as male, this is kind of who you're going to meet as your partner. So this is what they're going through, and you need to know what they're thinking and what they're about. And they're definitely a strong personality type. They've been through something very heavy, and they're not just like a little, I don't know, prissy kind of girl. They're more, a little bit more strength. Do we need more cards? Do I need to read it? No, I don't need to read the oracle because that was so obvious. I do hear we need just a few more. Okay, this one is if you are the one seeking your partner and you find that this is your partner that you found on Valentine's Day and this is what they have gone through. This is kind of the advice, oh boy. And it kind of jumped right out, which is the Eight of Wands, right? Action. So your partner, or if you are the partner, and this is the person you're dealing with, you need to take action. You need to do something, right? They need to do something for you. And like I said, buying flowers for you, buying the candies, taking you out on a date night, doing these things is going to make it so much better. Do we need any more? I hear no. So that's what we have for pile number 1. If this resonates with you and if you saw pieces of yourself in here, go ahead and give a comment and a like below. I love you all so very much. Oh, we even got the hearts for this one. Bye. Hello, everybody. Welcome to pile number 2. If this is the pile that resonated with you, then this is your reading. And what we're going to do is we're going to draw the kind of like the overall theme or the question, and then we'll go into some of our oracles and maybe some clarifier cards. It depends on how they just come out. So, okay. Everyone stop and take a deep breath. But also I saw for this pile to get yourself like something to drink, like a cup of tea or maybe a little bit of coffee. For some of you, if you like a little bit of wine, maybe even just some water. But I saw get yourself a drink. I'm going to have my drink right here. So stop and get yourself a drink. If you have to pause the video to go get one, go get yourself a drink. Sit down, relax, and just get ready for the reading. So if you need to pause, go ahead and pause. I'll just sit here and shuffle a little bit until our cards come out. Okay, is it this one? I heard a no. I heard a yes. Okay, it's these two. And we'll just set this here in case we need some more clarifiers. So this is kind of our question. And now we're going to get some oracle cards. This is a Britney Spears oracle deck. All these are oracles. And these just give us a slightly different feel from tarot. This one, oh, you know, I was supposed to look it up from the last reading, but this is a some kind of princess deck or something. I can't remember. Okay. It's none of those. Okay, it was the 3 off the top. This is a astrological deck. And, oh, okay. Okay, we got quite a few messages here from apparently your signs. The universe really wants to talk to you. And we will grab one from this last little deck right here. Okay. So these are our oracle cards. And we need to draw no, we want to see the question first before we draw any of these or draw these. Depending on how we did last time, which is pile number 1. These jumped right in versus the draw, but we will see. The 4 of Pentacles. So this is like reaching for something. And like something trying to pull you away with this 4 of Pentacles. Reaching for something in the material world. Because this is a Valentine's Day reading, you're really seeking something here. And with the 2 of Pentacles, it's a balance of something, right? And is this, are you looking for gifts or are you looking for material gains? What is this thing that you're really, really trying to get here? This balance, this thing that you really want in the material world. And it is the moon. Okay. So I get this, like, the moon is a very mysterious card. You want a little bit of mystery, a little bit of, how do I say, it's almost like a romance card, but you want a little intrigue, something to get you excited into this Valentine's Day. And I think you want it from your partner to give you something, you know, a little bit of spice that's hidden, that you don't want to see it overtly. You know, you don't want your partners to show up and say, here, have some flowers, here, have some candy, and walk away. That's not what you're looking for. You're looking for this more of a, oh, honey, we're just going to go somewhere today. Hop in the car, and you're not going to know. That's what you're looking for. So let's go through some of our oracle cards and see about what we're going to get. Flight, right? So some type of trip or journey, like I said, let's go get in the car and just go somewhere. So there's some type of journey coming on this Valentine's Day, whether maybe it's something as simple as just taking a trip to dinner, or maybe taking a trip, like you're going to get, here's the plane tickets, we're flying to, you know, Paris or something. So let's see what's in our astrology cards here. So it's in the first house. So this is going to be focused very much on self, right? And okay, this is kind of like some advice for you to do with this focus, you know, in on yourself. Basically, this is not time to put on your everyday outfit that you wear every single day. If you wear jeans and a t-shirt, you know, this is time to mix it up, right? This is your time to shine. It's your time to be different, to play a little bit with it, to be in the stars, right? To create, you know. Now, if your everyday outfit is this high-class glamazon, or, you know, wearing power suits if you're a gentleman, then it's time to mix it up. Maybe wear your overalls or your old dirty work clothes so that you have the smell. Or, you know, if you're always an artist, hey, mix it up, put on a power suit. But it's time to shine. It's time to not be like you for this Valentine's Day. And that's going to help you get to this flight. In fact, we're going to draw a card on this to see where we're going. And it's definitely, it's going to make you feel, I almost says like, it's going to make you feel, you know, so much. And just follow whatever is on your brain, just do it. And our final card here is the light of the messenger. Yes, don't think about it. Just follow your intuition. And you can't get any more clear as this is what you need to do as far as your looks, as far as the way you want to feel. Because, you know, my immortal Marilyn here talks about you dress the way it makes you feel things. You tell stories with your clothes. You tell your emotions with your clothing and your fashion. I know it sounds kind of crazy, but that's just how it works. And if you want to feel sexy, you dress sexy. If you want to feel artistic, guess what? You go get your paint clothes on or your drawing clothes or whatever you do, and you feel that. Well, this is mix it up. Because if you're looking for this mystery, you need to dress for this mystery and be a little bit more mysterious, a little bit more risque, and you're going to get this stuff. Nope, we're saving that for the end. But we got a lot of messages. So, sundress, like I said, just do it for you, right? Instantly. So, this is definitely, see the word dress? This is get dressed in the clothing. I mean, it's like a double comeback. Library. Now, I have to put my, okay, take control of your own nature. Yes, what is on the inside reflects on the outside, right? We've all heard that, right? However, the reverse of that is true. What is on the outside reflects to the inside. They go hand in hand. They go together, and that's what we're saying here. I mean, this message is getting pretty clear. You can always rewrite your story. So that's exactly what we're talking about here. The story of your clothing. These actually go down here with this piece. This is like just reconfirming. Make yourself feel that you're going to get this. And the last one, the artist. This is, you know, it talks about intuition. It talks about this. This is your unique self. Do that uniqueness. Do, you know, artistically. So let's get a little bit more about this flight, because this is kind of the result of this is your action, right? There's a lot of vanity right here, if you really kind of feel it. And it's A-OK to be vain. Whoever said, you know, that you're not allowed to have a little bit of vanity, they were somebody who wore their dirty work clothes every single day, and they felt bad, and they wanted to make all those pretty people out there kind of on their level. It's okay to be pretty. It's okay to dress up. It's okay to be nice. Don't let the naysayers, don't let the people who tell you things that it's not. It's okay. Now, can you go overboard? Maybe. But it's still okay, because that's who you are on the inside. If it comes from your insides and your artistic self, do that. So let's see what the results are for this flight card. So you look and you get yourself dolled up in the morning. You know, if you're a guy, you shave real nice. And if you like the goatee, I know some goatees, they just look super cute. I don't know what it is. But you can do the goatee if you're a guy. You know, clean yourself up. Comb your hair. If you never use a little bit of hair gel, use a little bit of hair gel. Style yourself up a little bit. If you're a girl, well, you know this so much better than the guys. I have to more talk to the guys for that one, because guys have a tendency not to just care, you know? Anyway, so what are the results? What's going to happen? What is this flight that we're getting? You know, is it something big? Is it something small? What is it? Okay. This one here, it's not all of these. Okay, so we have the Hanged Man, right? In reverse. So this is, you're not going to play hermit. You're definitely getting out of homebody mode. Yes, it's getting out of homebody. I would say you might have like a fancy in-home dinner, but this is like getting out. And if your partner's like, oh, let's just have a homebody dinner, use a little bit of that magic that you got. You know, use some of that good looks and go somewhere. This is a sign that you really need to go and get out of the house, right? And you might have to do a little bit of action to make that happen, right? And a lot of that action is this over here, is just getting there. And, you know, this is a very feminine, let's make ourselves look a certain way kind of feel, so that our partner takes us to where we're going, right? However, on the reverse, if you are in the masculine mode, this is not just make yourself look nice, but it's also take probably a little bit of action here. You're not, you know, I like to think of it as a target and the arrow. If you're in that masculine, I've got to push, you're not the target. You can still look nice. You can still do in your creative whatever, but you're going to have to move a little bit. Now, if you're the target or the more feminine side of the partnership that you're in, then you don't overtly say things, right? It's not how it works. But you get them to do what you want them to do anyway. Does that make sense? Okay, I heard a bunch of no's. I was about to rip one of those out. So let's get a little bit more information on this. You're going to have to, you know, do a little bit of action, whether it's overtly a little bit more, or it's even just a feminine kind of move from the underneath. There's still some action to be taken. But let's get a little bit more clarity on this trip. Okay, do we need any more? Maybe. I heard a maybe. And we have the 8 of Pentacles. You got a lot of pentacles in this reading, by the way. A lot of very materialistic movement here. And with the 8 of Pentacles, whatever it is you're going to be doing, it's going to have a little bit more involved in it. You know, if you find yourself at dinner, you might find yourself getting crab or lobster or something that's not, you're just going to sit here and have them, you know, almost like force feed you. Whatever it is you're eating is going to take more stuff. I might even see you're in like medieval times restaurant, or you might go do a little adventure. It may not be dinner. It might be something a little bit more involved, like axe throwing or something, if that's what you're looking for. Do we need any more information? One more. Okay, but they said not from that deck. Is it from one of our oracles? Hold on. Okay, I heard it's one from this deck right here. So this is more about this journey here. This one I said I might need to read the guidebook to get more clarification, so this might be a little bit longer. It's this one. So, let's see. Our last bit of thing, the fashionista. Okay. Now, this is the glam thing, right? Get out of, do whatever. But, whatever event you're going to, and I almost felt this, you know, it's going to be more glamorous. Do we need to read the book? Okay, it says I can look into the book here. Let's see if I can find it here quickly without spending ages. Okay, it's before this fitness. It's before the flight attendant. Boy, it's a lot of... Okay. My glasses are hidden away here. I love this. Nothing... And even Brittany isn't immune to the charms of an at-home fashion moment, right? Okay, so you're going to a glamorous event, and I got this when I was reading that. Okay, if you're the girl or the feminine aspect of your relationship, you know what to do. You know how to kind of get your guy to take you out to this event. Whatever event, you might even have an event specifically in your brain you want to do. You know how to get him there, right? If you're the guy, It's a little bit different. You might have to tell your girl who's sitting around, or you might, even if there's two guys, right? You're the feminine half of your partnership. You might have to tell them, hey, go get dressed up today. Go put something nice on, right? And you put something nice on to set the tone so they kind of know what you're thinking and doing. And you're going to have to pick the event if you don't already know what the event they want. So this is, if you're that side of it, you have to figure out what they want to do and do it. If you're the other side, you kind of know what you want. You have to make them do what you want. And it'd be lovely if both of you saw this reading and you kind of just met heads in the mind. But yeah, wow. This is I love this reading. Get dolled up. I think I'm going to get dolled up for it, even though I don't even have a date for Valentine's Day. It's kind of sad. But yeah. Anyway, I love you all so very, very much. Have a good one. Bye. Hello, everybody. Welcome to pile number 3. If you chose this pile, this is your pile. And this is our Valentine's Day reading for this pile. And what we're going to do is we're going to draw some cards, and they're going to be kind of like the overall theme or the question or kind of what we're looking for Valentine's Day. And then we'll draw some oracle cards from oracle decks that I have over here, and we'll draw some more tarots to go with that. Now, each of the piles I saw something different. Pile number 1, I saw to breathe, take a few deep breaths. Pile number 2, I saw to go get a drink of water or something to drink to quench your thirst. This pile's a lot different. What I'm going to need you to do while I'm shuffling is use your hands and give yourself a little mini massage. I don't know why, but give yourself, in fact, I'm going to give myself a little on my back here. If you have a sore muscle, relax it. Mini massage yourself. So go ahead and give yourself a little rub down. It doesn't have to get too excitable. Okay. This is one of our cards. We will, I heard shuffle some more. Okay. And this one. Okay. So we'll set these aside up here. And let's get some oracle cards that are going to go with this. And then we'll reveal these, and then we'll get some tarot. Oops, that one goes like that. In fact, I saw that one. That one actually popped up in pile number 2. My brief look. Okay, we have these 2 from this deck. Oh, by the way, this is the Britney Spears deck. If we have to read the book, we will. This is, actually looked it up, it is the Be in Your Own Magic deck. I thought it was the Princess deck, but apparently it's Be in Your Own Magic. This is an astrological deck. I said it's only the 3. Only these 3. And this is it's that one right there. Really, boy, that one came out really fast. It's this one right here is the next one. Okay. So, these are our oracle cards, which we will look at those in a minute. So let's see kind of what our overall theme or question is. So we have this 8 of Cups, right? And it came out in reverse, and it almost reveals this walking away, but it's in reverse. So let's get a little bit more clarification on this. However, I get this, you either walked away, you're kind of a little bit lonely this Valentine's Day. The vibe of you and your partner might be a little bit separated. So let's get a little bit more, or you're feeling this. And we have the 6 of Pentacles as well, coming out in reverse, which is another one of these kind of like community, but the community feels lacking to you this time. You almost feel like you're in a vacuum for Valentine's Day. It's like you're having a boring Valentine's Day, which that's not what you want with the Two of Pentacles, right? You want something a little bit more in celebration, but you're not feeling it. So this is kind of what you're feeling, right? You feel like it's not coming. So I get this, how do we change this kind of concept? What do we need to do to change it? And I almost see, it says right off the top, and it says, this is a positive card no matter what it says. Interesting. So it talks the Hermit, and it was originally in reverse. And you've been kind of in like a hermit feel, right? You know, I talked about this in one of the other readings or some of my other readings, that what you are on the inside reflects to the outside, right? And if you've been in this kind of hermit mode, this is what's reflecting. I almost get this card actually spins for you, if that makes sense, right? Because you're in a hermit mode, but you don't have to be. And you might have to do some action to get yourself out of this. This is not a, it's just going to come to me type of feel. You're actually going to have to do something. Okay, these two cards, this one too, is what you're going to have to kind of do. So we have this Echo card, which also came out with this little bit of transformation. But opportunity, right? Like I said, you have to do something. There's a little bit of a leap. You know, you've been thinking about something that you kind of like, well, do I really want to go out? Do I really want to do this? But in the back of your mind, you kind of do. And it's kind of like a leap. It's out of your comfort zone. It's not right there. This is what this is saying. You're going to have to get out of your comfort zone a little bit. Take that leap. And then here's that Echo card again, right? The echo. You're going to echo what it is that you're feeling. So if you're scared for this opportunity, there's going to be an echo of fear in the outcome. However, if you look at it as an opportunity, as in something that could be positive and fun, your situation, your life, whatever's going on, will echo that, if that makes sense. So everything, this whole month's been about mirrors. I don't know if you saw my original reading about mirrors for the month, but for this Valentine's Day, this is definitely a mirror coming back in. And this one also goes with that. I feel, right? And that's what I just talked about. This is how you feel on the inside reflects to the outside. So let's assume that you're kind of like me and you get in this doom moment thoughts, right? That just, oh my God, blah, blah, blah. And your brain starts spinning in circles and it spins and spins and spins. And you almost echo yourself down into, you know, this mode that you don't want to be in. But you kind of sat there and thought about it all day and then it kind of happened, right? I feel. So if you find yourself starting to spiral into that, what makes you feel good? What makes that piece on the inside, nurturing, sensitive, caring, loyal, what brings those feelings in? If it's watching a rom-com, do that. If it's having a beer or a glass of wine, I prefer wine, but if it's having a drink, go do that. If it's getting dressed up and looking nice like in pile number 2, go do that. But this is more of an internal balance that you need to find that's going to set the whole vibe for your Valentine's Day. And I'm not sure if this found you on Valentine's Day or a little bit before. It's going to be released the night before. But you can start setting that mood for all day. And it doesn't have to happen directly on the 14th, right? It's an energy before and after. So if it comes a little bit after, that's fine. And it might, I almost feel that this is kind of like a slower, delayed. So let's, I see these first. Gold, right? And this is, it talks about you don't need somebody else to fix you. This is not about a knight in shining armor or the damsel in distress who's going to show up and make you do something, right? You're going to be the one who has to take action. You're going to be the one who's going to do what you need to do. And, right, with the evil queen, you don't have to be, you know, all, oh, come take care of me, or I'm going to wait for her to show up. You're allowed to be a little bit, hey, you deserve sugar. You deserve this. This is, you know, this gold that's there, you deserve it. You deserve to have your cup overfloweth. And we have inspiration, and we have seek, right? Time for a spiritual retreat, maybe, but here and no. It is time to do a little bit of a spiritual retreat. Doesn't necessarily mean you're going to go sit in the woods like a monk and look at a rock for the next hours and hours. It doesn't mean you have to, you know, go write in your journal book. I mean, it could mean these things, but it doesn't. You need a spiritual retreat, but it's a retreat from this ego role, if that makes sense. And this talks about, with Sagittarius, this dare. Look, it even talks the Hanged Man, right? Right here. The Hanged Man card is kind of on an offside reflection. And then we have dare to be free with Sagittarius. It's be a little more adventurous than what you normally do, if that makes sense. And if you have a partner, like this evil queen just wants to pop up on front, it's okay. You know, it's okay to want stuff. It's okay to give yourself stuff, or have your partner give you stuff, or give your partner stuff. You know, this is highly possible. You're on the outside of this looking in, and this is your partner, right? This is the person who's your partner, and you know that they feel this way. You know that they're kind of in this like lonely state. If you want to, you can help them feel positive on the inside. You probably know what makes them happy. Do that, right? And our final card, I hear that this is whoever the reading this is about. If you're either from the outside looking in or you're inside looking out, this is you. The artist. You're an artist. You have a lot of creativity, but you don't always shine. Does that make sense? You don't always share it with the world. You're almost more like a silent or empath, is what I get. You see other people and you kind of downplay yourself. And then you get yourself worked up into this in my own head, but yet you're very, very creative. I heard we do need to draw something. What is it? Okay. I just had a ladybug fly around in here. I heard put this heart on your creativity. Don't ask me why, but I did. So your creation, your inner artisticness, you need to do it from your heart. And once you get to this heart moment, once you be a little bit more creative in however you want to look at it, it's going to reflect back into all of this, and it's going to change all of this. You know, these are some of the things you got to do, but it's going to change. It's going to go back through these. It's kind of like a wave. Kind of strangely, it's a wave that this is where you're kind of at, and you kind of feel, you kind of do these things, but your artisticness, you come back and you do these things, and what it's going to do, it's going to flip these around, right? You're not going to feel like you're walking away. You're going to feel like you have the stuff of abundance in the bag. You're going to feel like the community is going to come back. You're going to start to shine. In this balance that you've been seeking, you're not going to seek it anymore. You'll have it. I hear, yes, we need something else. What is it? Okay, I heard one from this deck and one from the other deck. And let's get just a little bit more clarity. I'm not sure what this message is. Okay. I was like, we need more clarity. Let's ask the question. And I heard, just draw it. It was no... It is this one. Okay. Just draw it. Right? And then we need a little card that goes with it. Like a footnote. It's this one right here. Okay. So... this is kind of an overall steal, right? The beach babe. Vacation. Going somewhere. There's a trip coming up. And if it's attached to Valentine's Day or not, I don't know. But you have this trip coming up. And look, even with air and flight, there's some type of, I don't know, I just see a trip. That's what I see for you. And it's going to wave you through this type of feel. And you deserve that trip, right? With you deserve card. This is actually, this card keeps popping back up. This is a very important card. You deserve the gold, right? Because this theme of deserving, you don't always feel like it. You deserve this trip. You deserve your inner heart and creativity. You deserve, you know, to be happy. You deserve to get out of this. You deserve the opportunities that are hidden down in here under all this pile of mess. You deserve all those things. And not only deserve them, you can go have them if you want them. All you have to do is reach out and take them. I know it's kind of a strange Valentine's Day reading, but it kind of flows with this right here. I love you very much, and if your partner or whatever doesn't take you on that trip, you take them on that trip. Have a good one. Bye.